Hey everybody, this is your girl, Mrs. Toy Banks, the world's most satisfied wife. That's right, I'm satisfied. And today I want to share with you another reason why I'm so satisfied. And that is I respect my husband as the head of the household. And because of that, there's certain things I do not allow my family to do. So I'm going to share with you three things you should never allow your family to do out of respect for your husband who's the head of the household. Number one, never ever allow your family to disrespect or dishonor your husband, especially in front of you. Never let it happen. Don't let them talk down on him. Don't let them call him out his name. Don't let them get smart with him. Don't allow it to happen. Just don't let it happen. As a matter of fact, one of the ways you can stop this from happening is making sure you don't disrespect him in front of them or in front of his friends. Never disrespect your husband openly and in front of people. And here's the thing, you shouldn't be disrespecting your husband even privately, but definitely not in front of your family and friends, because guess what? It gives them the permission to do the same. Why? They love you. Listen, your family is committed to you, not your husband. They love you. They're closer to you. You've been with them all of their lives. So they're going to always side with you. So do yourself a favor. One, you don't disrespect your husband in front of them. And two, don't allow them to disrespect your husband. Even if your husband's wrong, remove yourself from the situation. Talk to your husband about it in a private situation. But whatever you do, if you want the best out of your husband, whatever you do, do not disrespect him in front of your family, friends, co-workers, or no one. As a matter of fact, let's do this one. Let's not disrespect our husbands at all. Okay? So, number two, do not allow your family into your personal business. Listen, we all know that sometimes we have some tough times in our marriage, right? We may have an argument. We may be upset. The worst thing you can do is go yelling off to your family members all of your personal issues. Because guess what? When you actually have a conversation with your husband, y'all get past it, you've moved on with it. But guess what? They have not. It could have been a year ago, 6 months ago, and they still, when they get in front of him, they still are having those issues about what he did to you 6 months ago. So you may have a family, you may have a friend who's close to you that you trust, that you can share your business with. Use that person or go to a counselor or a spiritual leader if you're going through issues in your marriage. But do not vomit your issues on your family, because guess what? It's going to make them feel a little salty about your husband. It's going to be very difficult for them to be in front of him and to conversate with him, because they are still feeling the frustration of what he did to you last week, last year, or whenever it happened. So don't allow them to get in your business. And the only way you're going to do that is making sure you don't share your personal issues, your financial business, your personal business with your family members. Just don't do it. You keep your family safe. You keep your husband safe. You keep your marriage safe when you keep your business to yourself. Number three, and this is a big one for me. If your family members have an event, a family function or whatever, a party, and they call you and they say, hey, we want you to come, but not your husband, do not go. Do not go. Listen, when you married your spouse, you were one time two. But when you, as the word of God says, when the two shall become one. And so now you both are one with one another. And so if they invited you, guess what? What if they did that to you? What if your spouse's family invited them but did not invite you? Would you want him to go? I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't want my husband to go. You know why? Because if they didn't invite me and purposely said we don't want her to go, it's really training them. You're really training them that you can disrespect and treat my spouse any way you want to. I'm still going to come to the party. I would feel some kind of way that I'm up laughing it up with my family and friends who dishonored my marriage by not inviting my husband when they invited everybody else. That's wrong. and it's rude, and more than anything, it's disrespectful. So here's the thing. If you don't invite both of us, neither one of us are coming. I love you. I forgive you. I don't have nothing against you because guess what? You don't have to love my husband. You don't even have to like him. Guess what? I married him. I'm the one that have to love him. I'm the one that have to respect him. I'm the one that have to honor him. And you do too. And sometimes, let me just be balanced with this conversation as well. Sometimes your family don't like your spouse because he might be physically abusive or mentally abusive. And if that is so, I advise you to go get some help. I advise you to seek some serious professional counseling or spiritual counseling on how to deal with that, because you are no man's punching bag. You should not be getting hit on a regular basis. No one should be talking down on you and calling you out your name and talking to you anyway. You are so worth more than that. And if your spouse is doing that, yeah, I do understand why your family members don't like them. But even with that, God has called us to respect and honor one another, period. That's just what God has called us to do. We have to love the unlovable. Anybody can love those that love them back, but God called us to a higher calling, to love those that don't even deserve it. Remember, he said, I love you yet while you were sinners. He did the same thing to us. When we weren't thinking about God, when we wasn't loving God, God was still loving us. We were still on his mind. And guess what? God expects us to show that same love to others, even our husbands. Well, I hope that helped you today. I'm Mrs. Toy Banks, the world's most satisfied wife, and for a better wife, better life, helping you balance it all. God bless you.